Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about Absolute Carnage number 5. You can't even see the number there because of the glare from my desk lamp. I feel like I've seen this cover a mojillion times, man. You definitely can have oversaturation in advertising when you're advertising like art. You can have oversaturation in movies, stories, music, any of that kind of stuff. One historical example of that is definitely the comedy pairing of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. Everybody loved them. And then as you march into the 50s, you realize they're literally everywhere. They're on radio, they're on TV, they're in the theaters, and you can only hear their great routines, which their routines and their chemistry really are that great, or really were that great, I guess I should say. So many times. Even excellence, you can only see so many times. This cover, I feel like I've seen it a million times. Which kinda, I don't know, I wasn't as hype looking at this as I thought I would be. You know, like my main complaints about the previous 4 issues have been, huh, it ended. And here I am looking at this, and it's like, I don't know if I really want to open it. Now, of course, I did. Now, of course, I read it. Now, of course, I mostly enjoyed it, but it was a letdown. So, if you may recall, this whole series is founded on Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, wanting to go around and collect all the codices, whatever those are. This is stupid. But it's a great excuse to have lots of super people fight lots of super people. Now, a lot of those super people that are fighting are Carnage. Weird. Why is it that the Carnage symbiote can do all this crazy, he's like 500 other symbiotes, but none of the other symbiotes can? Like, has anybody noticed this? Like, what's going on there? What's going on there? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We should crack this book open, though. You spent 2 minutes looking at this cover. And, I gotta say, it's pretty satisfying. We open up to some stuff in prison between Cletus and Eddie, and then bam, the next page is that. It's super duper crunch-tastically satisfying. I gotta admit, uh, some of these pages, they just feel good. They just look good, man. Oh, there's some dopeness. The banter back and forth, Carnage taunting Venom is good stuff. There's a whole lot of it. And of course, you know, Carnage is like, I'm going to win. All your friends are losers and they're going to lose, please. As if Wolverine is going to lose. As if Wolverine's going to lose. Like, whatever. I'm still not used to Venom with wings, man. That whole winged symbiote thing, that just can go away. That can go away. But reinforcements arrive, and some of these are a little more out of scale compared to the others. You've got like one literal like god, Captain Marvel there, who's really Miss Marvel, but we call her Captain Marvel to make people happy. You know, Cloak, God help you. Like, I don't know what the limits of his power are, but reinforcements arrive. The battle commences. Uh, there's some crazy, crazy stuff. Lots of crazy stuff. The fear that Eddie feels is very palpable and real. Cletus has some great looking faces. And while the art's good, the ending of this was thoroughly unsatisfying because it was a no-win situation. Spoilers. I guess it doesn't really spoil that much, does it? Like, you're fighting an army of cloned villain dudes, right? Cloned villain dudes. Let's just call them that. They're not. They're meat puppets, but cloned villain dudes, and lots of people are dead. Lots of people are getting hurt. So I guess that description doesn't really explain it. That doesn't give too much away. But all the ending did is go, well, how did you like reading this story arc? Not event. Story arc. This should just be the regular Venom book. Why is this an event? I mean, yeah, it's a crossover. Who cares? Marvel, you used to do crossovers in normal books every month. Like, it was just a normal thing. Oh, we got Captain America hanging out with Spider-Man. Oh, look out. The Thunderbolts are attacking the X-Men. Just That kind of stuff. Why did this need to be an event? I don't understand it. This should have just been a miniseries or just part of the regular Venom story. You know what? Why don't you make Venom bi-weekly instead of monthly, and then you could have just slipped this in there, and it would have been fine. You could even have printed like the spin-offs and other titles like the Carnage vs. Deadpool. There's this Deadpool book somewhere, man. The one with Scream, that could have been like another issue of Venom. Like you take like, Venom 297 or whatever, you cross Venom out and you like put Scream on top of it. And then you just mark on each one that it's part of the Absolute Carnage storyline, and now people know. That's what you did for Maximum Carnage. It went across three or four. Let's see. It was amazing. It was in Spectacular. It was in Web. Was it in the book that was just the adjectiveless Spider-Man? I think it was. And people were just fine with that. You can do that kind of thing. You don't have to make this a special event in its own dang book. So you get to the end of this story, and there's some satisfying moments. I don't want to take away from that. Eddie and the kid he's protecting. Peter wondering where Norman Osborn is. After Peter gets. I think I showed the page where like Peter collapses after beating the crap out of Norman Osborn. Like, there's some stuff like that, and I guess that one might have been a spoiler, but it's not too spoilery because I don't tell you what happened after that, do I? It's big, or is it? Oh god, I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling because I'm dancing around the core of the problem. So I guess if you want the version of this review that doesn't have spoilers, I'm going to give you the real quick version. I like the art. I mostly like the writing. I found it ultimately unsatisfying. It's like eating popcorn that has no butter or salt on it at the end of the day. Like, it was like, yeah, that was pretty crunchy. And I do enjoy a good crunch. But a little salt would have helped out. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go into the spoilers because I feel like I've already spoiled too much with just the things I've said, even though I've never just come out and said exactly what happens. But the ending was super unsatisfying for me, and I'm knocking this book way, way down. Like, this is not above the threshold of awesome, even though I really wish it was, because the first couple issues were. Also, man, what is it with the symbiotes? And just like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just going to make a sword out of my symbiote suit. Like, that was really cool in Savage Avengers, and then it happens here again. Like, is that just a normal thing that the symbiotes go do now? It's just like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna make a sword. I don't know. I don't know. You all have a great day out there. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye and take care of yourself.